I'm bored. Oh, hey, I'm close to 300 subscribers. I gotta make a video. Let's go to the script making. Well, I'm about to hit 300 subscribers, right? Maybe I should make a Red Dead Redemption 3 theory video. I don't know. Oh, God. Because 303, you know? I just need to know what to make theories about. I know. Howdy, cowboys. I'm Kosher Cowboy, and today I will be showing my theory on what I think Red Dead Redemption 3 should be about. Remember, this is just a theory, and I just make them. I would also like to give out some credit to Zonkers. Check them out. They make amazing content, and I watch them all the time. They're my inspiration for this video, and they motivated me to make Red Dead theories. Without watching them, I wouldn't have some of my favorite content that I made myself. Anyways, let's jump into the theories, starting with what it can't be about. What it can't be about. To clear the weather, Red Dead Redemption 3 should not be about Jack Marston going into World War I or joining the Mexican War, as when he kills Edgar Ross, it signals that it's the end of the Wild West, which just is literally the base of Red Dead Redemption 1. So any Jack Marston after Red Dead 1 game can't do, as the game's about the Wild West. Also, it can't be about the Mafia. I'm sorry, this game about the Wild West, like taking GTA for example, and turning into the entire plot of GTA 5 is gangs, drug dealers, a family guy who making money, and how to be a outlaw. That's like taking GTA 5 and making it into a driving simulator, a family game, where no one dies there, and there's no guns, or take LA Noir, another Rockstar game about the 1940s in LA, California, about a detective and his partner solving crimes for the LAPD, and taking it and making it into a game about rainbows and happiness. Another thing that can't work is a game about being the Calendar Boys and leading up to the death during the Blackwater Massacre, which, yes, would be a great storyline, but it wouldn't work. It would just lead back to Red Dead Redemption 2 game. The main thing about this part is that it can't include like the original story of Red Dead 2 on how the gang was founded, as it would just lead to RDR2, which would be a bit boring, and you get the same revenge. I made a short on what it shouldn't be about already, and a comment on TikTok, someone said, without these two options, there wouldn't be another Red Dead. Well, wrong! And here's a couple of theories on what it could be about. Number 2, Mexico Outlaw. Instead of your usual American setting for Red Dead, not including when John goes to Mexico in Red Dead Redemption 1, but instead we get a Mexican gunslinger from Mexico where you can go to Nuevo Paraíso, sorry if I said that wrong, and add more places from Mexico during the time. It takes place in between of RDR2 and Red Dead Revolver, where you can play as one of the gang members of the Del Lobo gang before coming to America and fighting other gangs in Mexico. 3. Gunslinger theory. This theory is about back in the prime of the Wild West, during Landon Ricketts, Billy Midnight, Emmett Granger, Black Bell, Flaco Hernandez, the Miller Brothers, where you can play as Otis Miller in New Austin and sling guns, duel the old legendary gunslingers of the West, where you can sling guns again with legendary gunslinger that you can duel in Red Dead 2, and you play up until you die as Otis Miller, but there would be no sweet, juicy revenge like all the other Red Dead Redemption games, where you kill Edgar Ross in RDR 1, or kill Micah Bell in RDR 2, but another option is to play as Jim Boy Calloway's cousin, Jed Calloway, until he is killed by future State Marshal Slim Grant. Then you play as Jim Boy for a bit until you are on the run for the murder of the Newton twins as he kills them. But after all the missions, he gets killed in a duel by Arthur/John. So I doubt this would happen, as there would be no free roam. But if you rewrite history where Jim Boy doesn't work out, another good theory on gunslingers would be for the best gunslinger, Landon Ricketts. We might not get an ending that we like, since I don't know how to have a revenge story for him, but it'd be cool to have a Landon Ricketts game, as you can sling guns and help the law, with the final ending as a Blackwater Massacre fighting the Vanderland gang, and ending the game with Landon Ricketts lying low in Mexico, and that's how we could conclude the gunslinger stories. 4. The Sheriff. The Sheriff could be where you play as a sheriff in a town, like maybe Tumbleweed, as you play as Sheriff Freeman, or maybe play as a different sheriff of a different town in a different timeline. Of course, in the Wild West, where you play as a sheriff, taking out bounties, fighting gangs, protecting the city. There could also be a free roam missions where you can stop small robberies, or stop a shootout, or arrest someone, or just do average sheriff stuff. Arresting people, or firing shots, or assault, kind of like LA Noire, but based off in the Wild West. And it's in the Red Dead franchise, since LA Noire takes place in the 1940s, as I already said. You can save captives, choose execute or spare people. And it ends with a big shootout, and at the end you die from a gang member shooting you right in the heart. But it's gonna be a specific gang member, like, say, this takes place during the time of the Vanderland gang, which can show what happens to them after Red Dead, not including the ones that were killed by John in Red Dead 1, where you can play as either the sheriff of the sheriff, closest lawman, or their sibling, cousin, children. And it ends with one last successful shootout between the lawman and the gang, where the new sheriff gets revenge, which gives you the feeling that the rest of Red Dead games have, not including Red Dead Revolver. 5. Tombstone, Arizona deal. In the RDR2 map, there is a small town called Tumbleweed, located in the state of New Austin. Well, A Good Story is a Tombstone-themed RDR2 game, as Tumbleweed is based off of Tombstone, Arizona, a famous little town known for the shooting of the OK Corral, where there is a strict no-gun policy, where you can play as a Morgan Earp type themed character, where it leads from adding a couple things from before the big shootout and all that, to add some missions to get the character known and loved, where then after the OK Corral shooting, the character based off of Morgan Earp is shot and moments later killed, where the brothers Wyatt and Morgan Earp have a real sad scene, which makes the gamer cry due to the brotherly love, which this leads to the perfect end where you can play as Wyatt Earp getting Virgil, who had to lose an arm, and move it to California, where it becomes a lawman tracks down the last of the cowboys, killing them, which leads to the ultimate revenge and includes a cool mission on the killing of the cowboy Curly Bill, and have a spare leftover story which leads to the death of Johnny Ringo with the last match of Dr. Holiday versus Johnny Ringo. And again, another emotional scene between Wyatt Earp and Dr. Holiday, which ends the story with Dr. Holiday dying from tuberculosis, and you have free play with, again, you can do the same thing with the lawman idea, as you can help save people in crimes. 6. Red Dead Revolver 2. A good Red Dead 3 that would just be fun would be more of a Red Dead Revolver 2, but still counting it as a RDR 3, where you can play as a bounty hunter like Red with multiple friends and bounty hunt and kill multiple bounties, which either could end like how Red Dead Revolver ending, with Red, the main protagonist, living instead of a sad death like the rest of the games where Arthur and John die, with John revenging Arthur by killing Micah, and Jack getting revenge for his father by killing Ross, where you can live as a Red Dead type of protagonist bounty hunter that doesn't die and live the rest of his days, which you can choose to obey or not to obey laws. Or the second ending in mind could be the protagonist gets killed by the antagonist, and someone close to the protagonist gets revenge by killing the antagonist, like 2 of 3 Red Dead games. 7. The Native American theory. Instead of being cowboys of a Western all the time, why don't we play the other side, the Native American side, where you can hunt, go against the U.S. military, and pillage, and do other stuff like that. For example, this game could show how the theory on Valentine and its curse came to be. It could also be a weird reference to the game Cowboys vs. Indians. I don't use the term Indian for Native Americans, just naming the game for the idea. It would be fun to see what happens during the times of the Native Americans fending off the people in the future town of Valentine and its early devouring but a sad encounter to see with the massacre and the U.S. military throwing the Native Americans into reservations up in the mountains like Wapiti, etc. 8. Emerald Ranch. By the way, I think this one's kind of dumb, but it's still a theory. So, it's just a theory, Red Dead 3 theory. The Emerald Ranch theory. Another cool thing that the game could show us for an RDR 3 game would be an Emerald Ranch backstory on how Emerald Ranch became Emerald Ranch, where the game would end with the death of Joshua Burgess and end with someone getting a revenge for him and have a cool outlaw life and have a cool shootout at the Emerald Ranch Saloon, with the showing of the general store closing, and you could have some early in development towns that you could travel to. 9. What I think the perfect Red Dead 3 should be about. Red Dead 3 should be about, in my opinion, would be perfect if it had the same features and just made me feel how I felt the first time playing Red Dead Redemption 2. How to make it would be a miracle worker, as it's hard to recreate the same feeling I had when first playing, as it's probably impossible. also be like to you to be able to go to Mexico again. Plus, for the fun of it, California, to see maybe a GTA 5 Los Santos reference, like early in development Los Santos kind of deal with a couple GTA references would be cool, I guess, to see that stuff. Also, it could have some like Billy the Kid stuff, and also just more land, more references, more theories. My final message: Red Dead Redemption 3, we don't know what will happen with it, but these are just theories, so don't go in the comments like, that can't happen, or go into the comments and say your theories. And anyways, at the time I'm writing the script at 298 subs. If you could consider leaving a sub, thank you. It would mean so much. And if I have 300 subs by now, thank you so much. Have a good day. Thank you for watching. I got inspiration from at Zonkers, another amazing channel that you should check out. Have a good, wonderful day. Goodbye. Quick side note, I did reach 300 subs, just going by script. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Subscribe. Goodbye. Check out Zonkers.